Well, thanks so much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for holding days here. Chief Moore, thanks so much for coming back. I share your concerns. Historic investments, failure to meet the targets. I mean, that's what you've pointed out. That's what people on both sides of this aisle have continued to point out year after year. Like Wyoming's forests, including our 8 national forests, help sustain our way of life. They support our local communities. As is the case all across the West, our forests face many challenges, including wildfire, drought, insect and disease outbreaks. We face additional pressures, as you mentioned, Mr. Chairman, from the sawmill closures. You know, in 1976, Wyoming sawmills could process over 300 million board feet each year. Forests were healthy, forests were productive. According to the Forest Service's latest statistics, Wyoming sawmills can now process just over 100 million board feet. So that goes from 300 million down to 100 million. That's a 2/3 drop in our capacity. And now the health of our national forests in Wyoming is poor. The wildfire risk is high. And if we don't make things better in a way to manage our national forests, the risks are going to keep growing. Things are going to get worse. So I look forward to hearing how the Forest Service intends to hit the targets to address these critical challenges. And I'm pleased with some of the priorities in the budget. Funding to protect our communities from catastrophic fire. Also a pay raise for our wildland firefighters. I do have concerns also about the budget, though, because for years the Forest Service has asked Congress for more and more money, and we've heard it from both sides of the aisle. That money has been granted. Congress has responded by giving the agency billions of dollars in additional taxpayer funds. Since 2021, Congress has given the agency more than $40 billion, with a B, $40 billion. Yet the Forest Service has not treated more acres. It's not sold more timber. It's not expedited the environmental review process for forest management projects. Mr. Chairman, the question continues, where have all these taxpayer dollars gone? Now, I acknowledge the Forest Service faces enormous challenges as it combats wildfires. Yet, despite having more money than ever, the agency has not done the work on the ground to address the crisis. In fact, the agency expects to treat fewer acres than it did last year this year, and for the timber harvest levels to remain flat in fiscal year 2025. This is completely unacceptable. In Wyoming, sustainable timber harvests support our local communities. They reduce wildfire risk, they improve forest health, but year after year we find ourselves in the same situation. Inconsistent log supplies from the national forests undermine our local sawmills. Without a dependable and an affordable supply of timber from our public lands, these family-owned businesses cannot survive, and we know it all too well in Wyoming. Just last month, Nyman Enterprises, a family business based in Hewlett, Wyoming, had to announce layoffs. They hated doing it. This was a direct result of the Forest Service's decision to reduce timber harvest levels in the Black Hills National Forest. The Forest Service has upended the lives of 50 hard-working employees and their families. It's jeopardized jobs at nearby wood product facilities, and it has put at risk the health of the Black Hills National Forest. The decision to reduce the timber sale program on the Black Hills will reverse years of progress. Without active management, that forest is going to return to the same condition that resulted in the wildfires and the beetle kill. This is exactly what we are trying to avoid. Yet the Forest Service seems indifferent to the consequences of their own inaction. There's broad agreement on this committee that the Forest Service is not meeting the challenges it confronts. The Forest Service no longer safeguards and promotes forest health. It's now just managing the deterioration of our national forests. The Forest Service must change course, must start managing our forests in a serious and credible way. Look, we know what works, we know what we need to do, and the forest product sector is willing to help get the work done. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.